All right, I'm appreciating all the comments that I'm getting on my social media with regards to tonight's show. It's really great to be back, and it was a great conversation there with Bonoko. All right, so it's now time to learn some proper English pronunciations. For the better part of the show, I've been speaking some Sheng, trying actually. So let's now turn over and speak some proper English words. All right, and let me bring in now Willice, the word master. Of course, is joining us live and direct from Kisumu City. And I said that he's wearing red for a reason. I'm sure tonight is going to be fire. Willice, it's great to be back. Good evening. I missed you so much, but I'm here now.
Betty, talking about being back, in the first place, I have one Mwalimu Vincent Obare Manoguti telling me it's fireworks already, and Betty's talking about your red top, and she should be aware of the fact that things may just blow up in a big way. And Betty, you left me in the hands of one able substitute for the Friday briefing, and that was Yusuf Ibrahim. Yes. I have to say that man deserves a pat on the back, Betty.
Yes. He did a great job. He did an amazing job sitting in for me. Yeah. But I'm back now. I'm back home. This is home. Yes. So let's get tonight's...
In style and with a punch.
With a punch. With some KDF, energy in there. All right, Willice. And actually, I wish you were around. I would give you one KDF because those things, they give you so much energy. You can go... We can do this segment for the next 1 or 2 hours. But it's okay. Next time. All right.
No, that's fine, Betty. It's fine.
Okay. So, Willice, I want us to get straight into our lesson tonight, and we begin with Word on the Street. Let's hear what Kenyans had to say this week on the streets. Let's do that.
Innocuous. Innocuous. Innocuous.
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 All right, so Willice, I guess we're not doing badly. I was waiting for innocuous, but I didn't hear that. So how do we go about this word in particular?
Yes, we say innocuous.
Innocuous. Okay.
So we are talking about, this word refers to, that substance, a remark, or that which is not harmless. I mean, that which is not harmful. Like we can say a harmless remark, but when we use this word that is on the street, we say innocuous. Innocuous remark or innocuous substance.
All right, innocuous. Got it, Willice.
Yes.
Willice, I want us now to move on to our list of words, and I have a number of words. I'll spell the first one for you. D-E-S-P-O-T. Do we say this one, do we pronounce it as despot, or am I wrong?
Yes, you say despot.
Oh, okay.
The noun, when we're talking about a ruler who is having great power and maybe cruel for that matter, you say so-and-so is a despot.
A despot.
But Betty, when we use the adjective or the adjective form of that word, we don't say despotic. You say despotic.
Okay.
So-and-so is a despot,
yes,
but it changes into despotic when you use it as an adjective.
All right. Got it, Willice. Got it. Moving on to this other word. I know this word as torrential. Is that correct? Like when you want to describe, like say, torrential rains, is that correct, Willice?
You talk of torrential.
Okay.
What people should avoid is Sheol.
Oh.
Sheol, no.
Okay.
You say shell or shol. Torrential, or you can also say torrential.
Torrential.
Shell and shawl. But when you say shawl, you use the weak sound O. Torrential or torrential.
Okay. torrential or
Yes.
torrential.
Yes, Betty.
Okay, Willice,
Yes.
nimepata hiyo. Moving on to this other word, N-I-C-H-E. You hear of Nietzsche, Nike. How do we go about that one, Willice?
Well, you've said something there, Betty. Nike. We have that word, or normally it's a brand.
Yeah.
N-I-K-E.
Yeah.
You say Nike. Nike.
Not Nike.
But our word here is
All right.
N-I-C-H-E, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
You
that's the one.
say a niche, you can also say a niche. So that word has alternative pronunciations, Betty. You
Okay.
can say a niche with the sound sh for that digraph ch, but you can also say niche.
Niche.
So you can say to carve a niche or to carve a niche for
Okay.
yourself, or to carve a niche in something and carve a niche in something.
Okay, that's interesting because there are people who would say
Yes.
niche and I would actually, just laugh at them. But now, kumbe, they were right. So it's niche or
As I
niche.
always say, Betty, laughing at somebody because of a pronunciation, you have to be very careful, because sometimes somebody may end up laughing at what is right
Yeah.
without knowing that it is right.
Yes,
And that is why I
true.
always say it is good to know instead of not knowing that you don't know something. When we talk about matters of definite language, definite knowledge, you have to be very careful.
Okay.
Because we may find a pronunciation like buffet for a meal, but buffet for a verb. Then somebody says to buffet somebody, that is wrong. But somebody who says to buffet somebody, he's using it in the right context, and that is the right pronunciation. When that word functions as a verb, meaning to hit hard, you say to buffet. But when we are talking about a meal, Betty, you say buffet. So somebody may say buffet, another person starts laughing without knowing that that person is right. But as we always say, Betty, nobody knows everything.
You seem to know everything, Willice. It's only us on this other side who
No,
are
I
struggling.
can't know everything. It's only God who is perfect, Betty.
True.
We are all spotless. But
Yeah.
my case may be, that long period of research
Yes.
and trying to master the orthography and phonology of English in a way that we would consider standard.
Wow. In a way, only you can. All right,
Yes.
Willice got it. Okay, so I want us to move on to this other word. It's a difficult one, so I'll try. Verisimilitude. How do we say this word, Willice? I
Yes.
want to shine when I
know
go
of
out
a
there in
word.
conversations.
I know that word.
Yeah. How do you say
Betty,
it?
that word is very long.
Very.
I mean, it has so many letters, and I believe you're talking about verisimilitude.
Verisimilitude.
Verisimilitude is another word for authenticity.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
Yes.
So you say it the way you did, Betty. Verisimilitude.
Verisimilitude. Okay, so it's a
Yes.
long word. It's very mouthy, but this one is the one I'm going to shine with next time when I'm talking to my cronies. I'll use it to
What
just
I've also
see,
always advised to people, Betty, don't use words to mesmerize anybody. Use words in any language to communicate clearly. But sometimes it's true that there are people who may use big words, or what we call bombast, to try to mesmerize, to scare,
you have
or
to
to
shock.
create certain impressions.
Yeah.
No,
You have to shock some people.
Don't go in for shocking people.
All right.
Just go in for communicating, Betty.
Okay, fine. But it's good to know at least when the need arises, I will, use the word and use it very proudly and explain to everybody what it means. Okay. Willice, moving on. Yeah.
Be sure that you get it right.
Verisimilitude.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go, Willice.
That
Thank
is
you.
it.
Thank you for that. Willice, moving on to this other word, renege. I don't want to try because I'm not sure, so let me leave it to you, Willice.
renege.
Yes.
Betty, that word has two acceptable pronunciations, what we call alternatives or alternate pronunciations. You can say renege. Can you say with me?
Renege.
Renege. Yes. Renege.
Renege.
That is acceptable. You can also say renege. Renege.
Okay. Renege.
What we should avoid is renege, renege, renege. That would be like you are saying siege for siege or besiege for besiege.
Whoa.
So such kind of words can be tricky because of what we are used to locally. You see, when you speak Kiswahili, most of the words, you pronounce them the way they are spelled, what we call phonetic spelling. But English is a bit tricky, Betty, and sometimes irregular in both pronunciation and grammar. Just like Betty, if somebody tells you about sad, sadder, saddest,
Yes.
and you rush into saying bad, badder, baddest, you realize that you've made a mistake in grammar because we don't say badder, baddest, but we have sadder, saddest. Those are some of the irregularities in English when you come to spelling and pronunciation, and also when you come to grammar, like this case of the positive, the comparative, and the superlative, but we're dealing with pronunciations, Betty, so we can carry on. Renege or renege.
Renege, yeah. I also like that one. I'll be using it quite a lot. Willis, moving on to this other word, and it's also a difficult one. I'll try. Do we say egalitarian for this word? Egalitarian.
Egalitarian.
Oh, egalitarian.
You know, we have that belief in equality when it comes to opportunities in the society or like in a country. We can say an egalitarian society.
Okay, egalitarian.
Where people believe in equality and all that. Egalitarian. Not that letter E takes the short sound E, not E.
All right.
Egalitarian.
All right, Willis, while we're at that, earlier on I had seen in my tweets, somebody was asking about this word. We've tackled the word before, egerton, egerton. So there was a conversation around that word. Maybe you can clear the air right now, this year at least. We did it last year, now maybe we can do it for 2018. Yeah.
Betty, can you breathe in a bit? Just a bit. Can you breathe in a bit? I'm using you to represent our dear viewers because that is a very good question. That is a word that has really confused many people. Many people have gone through certain institutions of learning when they know that that word is egerton.
Yeah, egerton.
And they innocently say egerton because that is all that they have been knowing that they had while they were there or they have been hearing locally. But that name is Eger. You say Eger. Egerton or Egerton. Egerton or Egerton. Can you say the two, Betty?
Egerton and Egerton.
Yes.
And Egerton. Egerton.
Egerton. Just like you can say cotton and cotton.
All right.
Gordon and Gordon.
Okay.
Egerton or Egerton. But what we should avoid is Egerton.
Okay.
Egerton, no. Egerton, yes.
Okay.
Egerton, yes.
Egerton. All right. Tumeshika kabisa. Thank you for that. Willis, moving on to this other word, we'll go straight to our feedback question. It comes from one lady called Jacqueline Juma from Mombasa. She's asking about this word. I'll spell it out because I'm not sure about the pronunciation. EXTEMPORE. What is this word, Willis?
Oh, that is extempore, but don't say E. The way I've put that strong one, avoid it. Say E. Extempore. And don't say extempore. I was saying extempore because I've had a lot of that. But we should avoid that. Start that word with the sound E. That is the short or pure sound E. X. Don't say X. Say X.
Extempore.
Then tempore. Not tempo.
Oh.
Extempore, extempore, extempore. Avoid those ones. Say extempore.
Extempore.
Remember, we also say hyperbole. Not hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Not hyperbole.
Okay.
Extempore. So you talk of an extempore speech. That is, which is, the other word for impromptu or impromptu.
Impromptu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say impromptu or impromptu. But the British English Betty has it as impromptu. There is that glide Q. Impromptu, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Willice, got it. Let's now
So
move on to our
Jacqueline Juma
surprise.
of Mombasa and our other people, please, we just have to get it right. Wendy Mugo, you say thesis, and I'll give you an X. The moment you say thesis, you'll get an X. If it is about pronunciation, you say thesis, a thesis. And the plural is theses. Yes, Betty, many people say thesis, but I'll give an X for that if it is about pronunciation. You say thesis.
Okay.
So Wendy Mugo, I hope you got it right. Philip Ojala, Alpha Papa, you say eulogy. Philip Ojala, Alpha Papa, eulogy, and Josephat, eulogy. We don't say eulogy. It's common but inaccurate or wrong. Eulogy, not eulogy. Yes. Josephat Kate, container. Nyamu Olegashanja, you say honorarium and honorary. Don't say honorarium, honorary. And for the other viewers, you should also avoid saying honest. To be honest with you, that is terribly wrong. You say honest. If you say honest, honorary, honorarium, you are saying hour, this hour. That H is silent, it's not pronounced. Then Madame Esther, you say pace, to set the pace. Pace, not pace, pace. Madame Esther, and you also say thank you. But if you're inclined to the American pronunciation, you can say thank you if you choose to use the American pronunciation. Costa Rica, merchant and chemistry. Chemistry. Merchant, not merchant. Merchant.
Merchant.
Chemistry. Ma, not more. Ma. The long mid-central sound just like in the word term. Merchant. Chemistry. Mercy Chebet Kwemoi, you say deteriorate. Deteriorate. Don't say deteriorate. That is out. Deteriorate. Yes. Said Awad and Awad Ahmed, you say coffee. Coffee, but you may hear of coffee when it's the American English. Coffee, Said Awad and Awad Ahmed. Moha Funky of Wajir or Wajia, you say whirlwind, rodeos, and capaciousness. Capaciousness is a bit tricky, but you have to say it. Nelly Nyakan, the person is a rebel. So-and-so is a rebel. But the verb is to rebel. You say rebel. So such words, we call them heteronyms. A word that has the same spelling, and it has also different pronunciations and different meanings. So same spelling, different meanings, different pronunciations, those are heteronyms. So you rebel, but so-and-so is a rebel. Crispin Oyugi of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, or Da if you like, you say biscuit. Betty, how many people have you heard saying biscuit?
Biscuit.
Or biscuit.
Biscuit.
And biscuit. Very common. But that U is silent.
Okay.
You say biscuit, and the plural form is biscuits. Circuit, not circuit. Circuit. Fred Moturi, pandit, not pundit. Pandit. A political pandit.
Pandit.
Soccer pandit,
All
not
right.
pundit. Then you say committee.
Committee.
Finally, Marcia Diambo and Daisy Obirius, you say committee. But many people, Betty, say committee.
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 Yeah.
It's committee.
Committee.
Simply committee.
Okay.
That is the pronunciation. Then finally, Marcia Diambo and Daisy Obiri. These are young children, if I've not forgotten. These are young children, must be from Kisii Primary School. And they say they want to be Betty when they are through. So Betty, you have so many fans out there. So Marcia
nice.
Diambo and Daisy Obiri of Kisii Primary School,
Yeah.
you say library, but remember you can also say library. Library or library. Just like Betty, I know this could be a shock to you, but you can also say library.
Wow,
library or library. Just like you say restaurant and restaurant.
Okay, restaurant.
Restaurant, restaurant.
Okay.
Veterinary and veterinary. So that is when we talk of elision and all that, the first pronunciations. That is veterinary.
Veterinary.
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
You also say library and all that. We can go to our surprise word for tonight, Betty, because time is now seemingly against us.
Yes, yes.
Now, Betty, many people say mentor.
Mentor.
My mentor. Very common, my mentor. But we should get it right. You say my mentor. You have the long sound O. Mentor. Mentor. You can see this phonetic symbol. It represents the long sound O. Mentor. Mentor. Corridor. Don't say mentor, mentor. Avoid all those mispronunciations.
Yes,
Just say mentor. Corridor. Don't say corridor.
Yes.
Corridor.
Corridor.
We also say lector, not lector. So mentor, mentoring. Avoid mentor. Mentoring, very common. And people innocently say that because that is all that they have been hearing.
Right.
Like from primary school to university level.
All right.
Mentor, mentor, mentor. Mentoring and all that. Just avoid that. Say
mentor.
Mentor.
All right,
if
Willice.
you want to use the standard pronunciation.
All right, finally, Willice.
The very final part of Mind Your Language is confusing words.
Yeah.
The upper word is concur. That is a verb. To concur with somebody, like to agree with somebody, to concur with somebody. And the one below is not concur. You say conquer. To conquer, like to conquer a territory. So it's conquer. And those who understand the phonetic transcriptions can see what we have. The upper one, concur. The lower one, conquer.
Conquer.
Anything from you? Anything else, Betty? Anything English?
Well, I'm satisfied, Willice, knowing that, you know, we say library. I have a number of words that this weekend I'll be shining all over the place.
Well.
But thank you so much, Willice. It's great to be back.
Just communicate effectively. Don't try to scare, mesmerize, and all that. Just use language to communicate clearly and effectively.
All right. Willice, asante sana, Sana. So it's great to be back, Willice, and we'll see you next week. Remember that you can always interact with Willice, the word master. His Twitter handle is at Willice Ochieng 1. So talk to him throughout the week, or you can just wait for Friday briefing every Friday, and he's going to tackle all those questions, not questions, questions that you have. All right. So we'll take a short commercial break, but we're coming back to finish the show off with some sporting action. Don't go away.